guys, so I decided to do another top 10 list. I've been doing a lot of, with IDW and a lot of others, and I figured, why the hell not? I decided to do basically, another top 10 list involving around the idea of a comics and manga crossover. And I thought about 10 would be another good top 10 list, although I could have done, like, 25, but I really didn't want to because I don't think I have the energy for that today. So, sadly, we're just gonna go with top 10. So this is basically, as always, also I want to mention in all my lists that if you have a crossover that you think should have been on the list or should have been higher or lower, that's totally fine. These are just my opinions. These are not fact. I'm not saying you should follow these because, or something like that, or you'll be smited or something like that. No, this is just my personal opinion. If your opinion is different from mine, totally cool. That's what I always address in these top 10 lists. If you can always make your own list, and I'd be curious to see what you guys have. But anyway, let's move on to my top 10 manga comic crossovers that I'd love to see happen, but I know will never happen because, let's face it, we'll never get this. We'll never get this. So number 10, Deadpool and panty and stocking with garter belt. This writes itself. I swear to God, this the Deadpool and panty and stocking with garter belt. Both are incredibly insane. It's completely out there. Deadpool has Wade has so much potential to make jokes, and so do the Angels as well. The comedy in here, you'd really have to have a writer on here who gets comedy, and someone who gets Deadpool as well, because I think that's the big thing. And anywho, I'm going off of a tangent, but you need somebody who gets this kind of humor. Like, I'd be okay if this was like adult-rated humor. Like, I'd be okay with this for like it saying not for younger audience, not for young readers. Now, I wouldn't put like sex in there, but there would be a lot of sex jokes in there, and I think it'd just be hilarious. Like, it could be something like Deadpool's in Vegas, and he runs in the Angels, and they have to fight some kind of ink monster while fighting I don't know, werewolf hookers or something like that. Something insane, but you can see it in the realm of both universes together. Something like that, if you know what I'm saying. Anywho, so that's my number 10. Number 9. Now, number 9 is something from Dynamite, actually. This is Baccano and the Shadow crossover. This'll never happen. One, because I hate to say it, but I don't think a lot of people give a shit about the Shadow. And I hate that, too, because the Shadow is probably my favorite pulp character. But, yeah, Shadow and Baccano. For those who know me, Baccano is one of my favorite animes ever. It really has the feel for like this. Like, the story you could have is that the Shadow is going after the Martello family, and everyone's getting dragged into it. I mean, you have so much in here you could use. And of course, I know they're trying to update the Shadow for new times. But for the most part, the original comics are still in the 40s, so you could do this. You could do this, like, Depression-era kind of pulp story and have them in there. Or if you want to go, like, some of the characters are immortal anyway, so you could have it in modern times and have a modern Shadow take on some of the characters that still are not immortal, that are immortal, excuse me. But you have so much potential for this, like, of the Shadow going around, fighting the Martello family and so many other family, gang and crime members. The Shadow versus Lad Russo, Claire Stanfield, Chane. There are so many characters I'd love to see the Shadow go toe-to-toe with in the Baccano universe. And I would just love to see him, like, encounter Isaac and Miriam and just be like they're robbing a bank and he stops them like he's about to shoot them. And he's like, and they just confuse him. I think that'd just be great. I think this would just be great, but the problem is, I don't think anyone cares enough about the Shadow to do this. So, yeah, that's the sad part. Anywho, my number 8. Now, my number 8 crossover is Sandman and Triple X Holic. Now, Triple X Holic is an anime not a lot of people have heard of, actually. I know a lot of people have, but it's not like a widely known, Triple X Holic universe is not widely known. It is better known in the Tsubasa Chronicles anime, I know that, but on its own, I feel like, hey, have you heard of Triple X Holic? Kind of. That's the general basis I get for Triple X Holic. But it crossing over with Neil Gaiman's Sandman, it makes a lot of sense, because Holic is very magic-based and also very psychosis kind of anime. even though it's very magic, it does delve into dreams and demons and whatnot, and that's something like Sandman is known for. You could have the witch Yuko have a meet Dream. That's like a meeting I would love to see. Yuko meeting Dream from the Endless, or them encountering Lucifer, or shit, I don't know, like Watanuki meeting Death. There's a lot of potential for this. Like, this would probably be a very dialogue-driven book. I could probably see this like probably a 3-issue miniseries, or a 2-parter at least, just a 2-parter at best. This would be a very dialogue-driven story of them the Holic characters encountering members of the characters from the Sandman universe. And you could probably have Dr. Destiny as the villain. I want Dr. Destiny to matter again, damn it. Because if you guys have read the first few volumes of Sandman, Dr. Destiny is one of the most... Neil Gaiman manages to make Dr. Destiny one of the most terrifying villains I've ever read. But yeah, that's more or less some of the ideas I would like to play around with. Is just have, definitely Dr. Destiny and all the and all the creatures and the spirit creatures, or some kind of mystical object along that, and it kind of builds around to Dr. Destiny being the big villain. So something like that. But anyway, now moving on to number 7, and number 7 is The Darkness in Yu Yu Hakusho, which is kind of funny because my friend Mount Vernon Kid just did a fantasy fight between Yusuke and the Darkness, so I think it's kind of funny that I'm bringing this up now. But anywho, The Darkness in Yu Yu Hakusho, this kind of also works like the Darkness is basically a primordial elemental force that has been around even before God. So I think there's a lot of story potential here, like maybe Jackie has believed to be dead, or the darkness is pulling him into the spirit world, and there are dark spirits who want the darkness for themselves, or there's probably a few people in the afterlife that are kind of pissed off at Jackie, like somehow Jackie has ended up in the darkness has dragged him to the spirit world while he's on he's in Japan. And he's dragged in the spirit world, and there's so many, in comics you can have like so many different afterlives, so I think it's possible that he could go to the Japanese afterlife, and there's a lot of people there waiting for him. Several people that he's killed, and several demons that also want the darkness, or you could even have it like, there's something like the darkness that is killing people all around around Japan, and Koenma sends Yusuke and his team to go to the real world and find the darkness and kill it, kill it if possible, because Koenma would be like, oh, you're strong enough to take on the darkness, he's so gonna get massacred, and just be like, he's talking to his right-hand man, and while he's sending him this message, he's just like, moving away from talking to him, he's like, he's gonna get killed, I have total faith in you, I have 30 on the darkness. something like that, just something a little fun. But I could just imagine the fight between Jackie and Yusuke would be cool. A cool team-up would be great as well. So there's that. And now moving on to number 6 of this video. Number 6 is Justice League and Sailor Moon. Yes, I would love to see the JLA and Sailor Moon meet. Problem is like, due to the reboot, it's kind of difficult to say if I still want this or not. Thanks to the DC 52 reboot. I don't know if I want this or not. Because, like, of course, the 52's all over the place. And however, having said that, I think there is potential for this crossover. I think there's something cool to see here, because the Sailor Scouts are, like, a very well-balanced superhero team, and I think some of the stuff they battle, like cosmic and demonic entities, those are stuff the Justice League battles as well, and I think it'd be cool to see something like dark. Well, I wouldn't want to go to Darkseid right off the bat, but how I would probably do it is like one of the maybe Despero wants to get control of Sailor Saturn and make her and basically control over life and death, or something like that, or even bringing. It'd be great actually. Queen Beryl taking control of Starro, like she manages to mind control Starro. Queen Beryl manages to mind control Starro, or hell, even the Deathbusters manage to get control of Starro, and they're basically going on a wide-scale, universal-scale conquest with Scaro. Starro. Why did I say Scaro? Starro. Yeah, this probably sounds more, now that I think about it, more like a Queen Beryl story. So, yeah. I think that would be the best way, is Queen Beryl and Starro. There's your story. I'll write it, DC, and Clamp, I'll write that. But, yeah, that's the list so far. That's numbers 10 through 6. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this. And once again, as always, guys, this is my list. This is just stuff I come up with. If you want to do video response or something like that, or tell me, because this is just my opinion. This is not, definitive fact or whatever. But anyway, hope you guys have been enjoying the list so far. So stay tuned for the top 10 later.